Today we are going to study mutable versus immutable objects in Python. We are going to cover certain topics of the Python and decision making in Python, decision conditions like if else, elif, and we are going to cover loops in the Python, and if there would be some time left, then we will see different types of machine learning. Hello everyone, this is Sharda from GoEduHub Technologies, and I would like to welcome you again for the second class of machine learning with Python. Okay guys, can you please confirm me, am I audible, clear, and my screen is visible to all of you? Please just mention in the chat window. Meanwhile, we are waiting for other participants. They will join soon. So we will start soon. Okay? Can you please just confirm me in the chat window? Am I audible? Okay guys, I got lots of yes. So am I audible, clear, and you are able to see my screen? So here you can see we have Python module, and in the last class we have covered certain topics like machine learning, what is the machine learning, and different applications of machine learning, and then we have seen some basics of the Python, and then we have seen the applications of the Python. So now we will see some more advanced topics of the Python so that we can code in the machine learning. You know, for the machine learning, we need certain programming language and we are going to use the Python. You are aware with the Google Colab, so we will code in the Google Colab. Okay. So first of all, I'll tell you some basics about the Python. Okay, so one topic we are going to pick is what is the mutable and immutable objects in Python. What is the mutability and immutable objects in Python? Okay, so let me explain you. Mutable versus immutable. Basically, you know, in Python, everything is as an object. Everything we are seeing is an object. It's working just like an object. And these objects can be either mutable or immutable. So you can say we can divide the objects into two types. One is the mutable and another one is immutable. So I can tell you, just a second, mutable objects. We have certain, I'll define it, don't worry. I'm just writing here the different types of objects that are the mutable. Don't worry, I'll tell you what is the mutable and how it is mutable and how they are mutable, how we can check it out. Okay, we can check it out, everything. And if I talk about immutable, then you can say integer, that are the inbuilt data type, integer, and then you can say float, complex numbers, and then you can say string, and there is one another type is tuple, and then we have frozen set. Broadly, I can categorize into two types. Now I'll show you how we can check these are the mutable or immutable and what does it mean. Basically, if when I say a object is immutable, it means when we define a variable, it basically holds an object instance. An object is initiated, okay, and it is initiated and it will assign some memory location. Simple, I can say when like object 1 I have assigned this object 1, and if I just want to change the content of this object, then in immutability I cannot change. Basically this object completely change. When you define a is equal to 10, it means it will be assigned at some memory location like 00x100. When I'll change value of a in place of 10 to 20, then it will again assign to another location. Something like this. It's not like that it is updated that location. Object cannot be changed. Immutable. And if I talk about the mutability, it means I can change a particular object. Yeah, don't worry. Some guys are asking a question, what is the set, frozen set? I'll come to that. We will study sets in detail. We will study every data type in detail. Don't worry about it. Right now I'm just telling you about this, what is the mutable and immutable. And this is in every programming language. Okay? And some people are asking about the registration number. So in description of this video, you can see everything is available. There is some instruction regarding the live class and regarding the attendance rule. There is a link available. Over that link you can see a seat is available. In that seat you can search out about your registration number if you didn't get it. Okay, you can see that there are the certain rules you can see in the description of this video. Okay, so just focus on the class, what we are discussing here. Okay, and before going to ahead, if you have not subscribed our YouTube channel, just subscribe it so that for the next upcoming classes you will get the notification. Either you can press the bell icon also, so it will remind you. Okay, and try to keep continue every class. Not like that you are attending one class and you are not attending any next class. It won't provide you any benefit. Okay, you can also tell to your friends, they can also take the benefit of this course. Like we have right now in the second class, so they guys can also join us. They can revise from last 2 classes. Okay, so I was telling you what is the basically mutable and immutable. Okay, this is the basic difference. Now I'll open the Google Colab and you can see here the difference. You can see here the difference how we can define. Like I'll define a variable a is equal to 10. And then I'll define another variable b is equal to 20, and then I'll define the third variable c is equal to 10. Okay, and I'll define here a string s is equal to void you have. Okay, if you have any question you can ask me in the chat window. Whenever I'll get some free time, I'll answer that question. Now what I will do, I will check the memory address of these objects. There are a built-in function called id. That id function returns the identity of an object as an integer. Like it will give you a hexadecimal value, and that is a integer value, that is basically address of that particular object, where that object is located in memory. The id function, I can write here id function. This is an id function and it will provide you memory location of a particular object. You can say particular variable and whatever. That is basically, variable means it is an object. Okay, and here we will use one more operator, that is the is operator. We are going to use in the code is and id function. These 2 things I am going to use, is function, id function and is operator. That both will clear you mutability and immutability. Okay, so let me do the code part. Here I'll find print A is equal to ID of A. Similarly, I'll print B is equal to ID of B, and I can print for C also as well as for S. Guys, please open your Google Colab. You don't need to install anything. You can do along with me so that you will get more clear. Like you will get the things properly. It's not like you are watching the class. Just do some practical things. Here you can see the four things I'm getting: memory address of A, memory address of B, and C and S. Here the similarity is address of A and address of C is equal. So what happens here when I'm creating an object A is equal to 10, it means a object is created 10 that is allocated at this memory, and again when we are initializing C is equal to 10, it means C will be pointing to the same object. It's something like this. A is equal to 10 means here is a 10 and A is pointing to 10 and its memory address is 1175 something. And when C is equal to 10 means C is also pointing to the same object and B is pointing to the another object. Okay? Okay, yes, you need to complete the assignments in order to get the attendance. You guys please complete the attendance part of last class. If you have not completed, you can do that. Yes, there is a hex function to convert that ID value into hexadecimal, but I don't need it into the hexadecimal. You can use the hex function also, that will convert into the hexadecimal value. In place of ID, you can check the hex. Okay, now what I will do next thing. Okay, so these two variables are pointing to the same object and this S is GoEdu Hub, this is the different object. Now I'll use the operator is. Okay, so I'll print A is B. Is it true? No. It is false because both are the different objects. Is operator compares the identity of two objects. These are the two different objects. In place of this, if I'll write print A is C, obviously it is same. Okay? So it is true. And type, I already told you. What is the type? Type function returns the type of objects. You can check it out. Type of A, and you can see type of A is integer, or type of S, I'll check, it is string. Okay, so now we have seen how to compare two simple variables, or you can say you can also compare two simple strings to find out the type and IDs. So these are the functions that are used to check type and IDs. Now come to the mutability. Okay, now what I will do, A is equal to 10, then I'll assign X is equal to A. Okay, this is also same thing. Now you can print A is X, or ID of A and X is equal. Okay, true. Now what next I will do, X is equal to X plus 1. Now I modified the value of X. Initially X and A pointing to the same object. Now I modified the value of X, that is X plus 1. Now you can say x is, a is x, it would be false. What's happened here? X is equal to x plus 1. I'll change the value. Like you can see, now x is also pointing to a. Then I have changed x is equal to x plus 1. So now x is pointing to the some value 11. So it is a new object. And this pointing is cancelled. So this is the new object. We have not changed the previous object. We have not updated the value of a. Because it is immutable. One object you have created, you cannot change it. This is immutable. Otherwise, I can change in place of 10, I can replace 10 with the help of 11. No. Here, new object will be created. That's the thing. Like s is equal to, void you have, this is one string. If I change s is equal to, void you have tick, then this is the another object. It's not updating the previous object, it's creating a new object. That is called the immutability. Or simply, if I take a list, L is equal to 1, 2, 3. And if I'll update the values inside the list, 1, 2, 3, 4. So previously, it is stored at some memory address 1120. Okay. And after that, here what's stored? Here a list is stored 1, 2, 3. And now list is updated. So what happens? The same object is updated. This is called the mutable object. This list is mutable. We can change the same object. And this string or this integer variable is called immutable. Okay? Okay? So this is the mute, and guys, please join on the time. We will start sharp. What is the time of our class? 8:30. So we always start at sharp 8:30. So please join at the time. Don't be late. Some people are still joining. So it is some topic you will left now. I have completed mutable and immutability. Two things I have completed here. Now you can check, this is now come to the next topic that we are going to check, that is called the if-else conditions. We are going to check the conditions. Okay, and we will recap the what is the Python and its basic introduction. Python, you know, its characteristics you already know, and basic hello world we have already seen. Variables, you know how to declare variables. Some set of keywords here already defined that every language have. So you can read out this article and then come to the Python operators. Okay, operators, basically arithmetic operators every language have, assignment operators every language have. Arithmetic is plus, minus, and multiplication. All these things we can do. Similar things we can do in the Python also. Now come to the assignment. Assignment is equals and plus. These things you can do. And this is similar in any language. If you have studied C, because every engineering student have studied C. So these are the things we have completed. Comparison. These are the operators, and then comparison is greater than, less than, equal, equals, or not equals. So if you want to check the conditions, if B equals to D, A is not equals to B, then we can write the conditions like this. Okay? So basically, We are checking, guys, maintain the discipline in the class. Don't publish anything here. Otherwise, we will remove you. A is not equals to B, A less than B, A greater than B. Okay? And similarly, if you talk about the logical operators like AND, OR, NOT, okay? So basically, these are the operators. X is equal to true, X is equal to false. Then we can check the conditions like here, X and Y, X or Y, not X, all these things. Now the new operators, come to this. This is the new operator in the Python, that is the in and not in. What is the in and not in? Okay? We will come to each and every topic. Don't worry about the advanced topics. I'll cover each and everything. So basically in and not in, it will check the membership. How we will check the membership? Right now you don't know the list. Something like this list we can declare 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we can check if 1 belongs to this list or not. Okay, so we can check 1 in A. Okay, it will give you either true or false. So 1 in A is true, and in place of 1, I can write the 10 in A, then it will give you the false. So this is called the membership. Okay? Okay? So this is the new operator in the Python, in and not in. Here you can see in our articles there are the executable codes. You guys after the class practice these things. So each and everything is covered here. And now come to the next identity operator, which I have already covered, is or not is. This is basically to check the object reference, like it is belonging to same object or not. Okay, so identity operators we already seen, and bitwise, and these are the simple operators. Now come to the types of data types in the Python. This is important thing. What are the data types in the Python? So basically in Python we have different types, mutable and immutable, that I have already told you. Immutable and mutable. So inside the immutable, we can categorize numbers, strings and tuples, and mutable we can categorize lists, dictionary sets, etc. And we will cover each and everything. Okay? So this is the basic introduction, basic operators we have already seen, but still just I'll go through this topic. Okay? Now come to the next thing, that is now we will see conditions. Okay? So what are the conditions? In every language, you know, decision making is very important. Okay, and decision making basically it will decide the flow of the program, how we will go after checking a particular condition. If you are already know some concepts of Python, don't worry, it will brush up your concepts, and some new things also you will learn. Okay, so basically in the Python, one important thing is before going towards the decision making and loops, we need to know that is called the indentation. This is very, very important. Otherwise, you will face the indentation error in the code, because there is no nothing like this, like curly braces or semicolons. There is nothing like this. Okay. So here we will see, we will distinguish the statement by the space and a particular space. After we will make a particular block of code. Like you can see over my screen, statement. We will write a simple statement, and then we will write if condition. Like we want to check if A greater than B. After this if condition, if you want to write something in continuation of this condition, then you need to put here colon, double quotes it's double dots. Okay, this is called the colon. You need to put the colon, and then inside this colon at equal level, like you just want to put the 3 statements at equal level you need to write, otherwise you will face the indentation error. Let me show you. Here I'll show you a is equal to 10 and I'm writing b is equal to 20, and similarly if condition, if simple if a is equals to b, then what I will write here, I'll write 2 statements, print a, and then I'll write another statement, print a is equals to b. Okay, else here you can see equal space and equal space. As many statements I just want to write inside this if condition, I have to write at equal level. If I'll write something like this, then it will give you some indentation error. This is actually outside, but if I'll make the more blocks like else, colon, and here print b. Here you can see some indentation error. What does it mean? It means basically inside after this else I have to write something, and that would be at particular space like this. As many statements I just want to write inside this else, that would make a block. So this is called a block of code. Inside this if condition I have written 2 statements. I can write n number of statements, but all the statements would be at the same level. When I am writing a statement that is beside this, means like in the left side, it means it is outside the if. Okay, so outside the if, and similarly we will write some blocks like this. For the loop also we will take care of indentation. Okay, so here inside if condition, inside one more if condition, and we have written a statement, so you can write as many statements here. Similarly for the else, and if you want to come outside of this else, then you can shift the left side. So this is called the indentation. I think you should clear with this. The best way to give the indentation after colon is after pressing enter key. Either you can give some space or you can give the tab, and most of the editor automatically provide the indentation. Like Google Colab is providing automatically. If you are working with Anaconda, Jupyter Notebook, it will also provide. Spider is also provide, and PyCharm is also providing. But still, you should have the knowledge. Okay. Now come to the decision making. Inside Python decision making. Now come to the decision making. You are clear with the indentation. What is the decision making? It is we provide certain condition. If this condition is fulfilled, then we will go inside this, otherwise we will go outside, or we can give the multiple condition as well. Okay, so like a equals to b, this is equals, not equals, greater than, less than, greater than, equal, less than, equal. So in Python we do the decision making by following if else, elif. This is new for you. If you don't know about the Python coding, then in place of else if you want to search multiple conditions, then in place of else if you need to write here elif. Okay, so basically if, elif and nested if. If is like this, start if condition, and if condition is true, then we will go inside the if body, otherwise we will come outside and we will execute the statements just below the if. Okay, and exit the program. This is the simple thing. I'm not telling the new thing. These are the simple, and I'm covering just in the fast mode so that you will get the things easily. So if else, how we will write? If else, some expression and then a statement. Similarly, else or then statements. Now if I just want to check multiple conditions, then what I need to write? If else is for only one condition, I can, if this condition is true, then I'll execute these statements, otherwise I'll execute else part. Now I just want to check the multiple condition, if, elif or else. So you can say basically if expression 1, elif expression 2 and elif expression 3. You can check the multiple condition. Expression 1 is condition 1, expression 2 is condition 2, expression 3 is condition 3. Okay, and guys, if you are not focusing class, please focus here, because these are the important things, these are the basic things. Okay, so I'll write some examples. Now I'll write some examples for the if-else condition. Like here, if A greater than B, then it will print if part, otherwise it will print else part. Yes, elif I'll show you in the example. Don't worry about it. And guys, if you are liking the class, please hit the thumbs up button. Okay, so here you can see A is greater than B, then it will execute two statements. Otherwise, it will execute these two statements. Now I'll write one more condition. That is called the elif. Inside the elif, and inside the elif I can write the condition B greater than, or I can write A equals to B, and here I'll print A equals B, and then I can print value of A or B, A comma B, and in place of 20 I'll provide here the value 10. Okay, so you can see here, first it will check this condition A greater than B, it's false. Then it will come to the second condition, A equals to B, it's a true. It will execute these statements and it leave this else part. Okay, and otherwise if I'll write here A is 100, then again I'll execute this. This time what happens, first if condition is true, A is greater than B, then it will execute these two statements, it's leave other parts, elif and else, it left out. Yeah, Pawan have written the answer for ID and ideally. That is good, guys. You can help each other because these are the basic questions. If you know already, you can answer for the other persons. That's good. Okay. So A is equal to 10. Elif, got it? Somebody was asking for the elif. So I think this is elif. Okay. We can check the multiple conditions using the elif. Okay, if, elif, else, and we can write the nested if also, like we just want to compare the three variables. We just want to check the three variables A, B, C, and I can write the if inside the if. Let me write it. And multiple conditions also I can write. A is equal to, I'm taking user input here this time, int I need to write input, enter a value for A. Okay. Similarly, I'll write for B is equal to int input and a value for B. And C also. I'm taking 3 integers from user. C. Okay. Now I'm taking some conditions. If maximum number, I just want to find out the maximum or largest number among the 3 numbers. A greater than B and A greater than C. I can write multiple conditions. Here in place, like in C, Java, we need to write the symbols. Here you can write directly and or, just like the English. Okay. A greater than B and A greater than C. And then I can write print A is maximum. And I can print value of A also. 2 statements. Next is I can write the another condition if B greater than A and B greater than C. Now print B is maximum. If C greater than, else I can put into the else also, but still I am writing the condition so that you guys will get clear how to write the multiple conditions. C is maximum. Okay. Now I can run this code. And it's asking for A value. I'm putting here 100. B I'm putting here 200 and C I'm putting here 300. And you can see the output C is maximum. So simply I have written the multiple conditions with the help of if. Okay. And if and else, you know how to write if and else. Elif I already told you, and we can take the another example for the elif also, like you are taking a user input and you are taking a number. Or we can take a example for nested if, na? Elif you can check here also. Okay guys, we are taking input A, B, and then we are taking if B greater than A, we can print this. Else if elif A equals to B. Elif means if any one of them condition is true, it don't care about the remaining conditions. Okay. Yeah, we are taking the nested if example. I'm just copying. I don't want to write these things again and again. What I'm doing here, I'm taking a user input X, and then inside the if condition, I'm writing X greater than 50. If X is greater than 50, then it will print value is greater than 50. Inside this condition, I'm taking one more condition. Like if X is greater than 100, then value is greater than 100, otherwise value is less than 100 and greater than 50. Right? This is the nested if, and inside the if, we have checked one more if. So if value is greater than 50, then it will comes inside this, execute all these parts. If value is less than 50, it will execute this else part. You don't worry about the attendance. After the class, you can check the description of this video. There are all the instructions available. Okay? In this class video description, you can check the details. So this is the if, else if and nested if. All these things you can do properly. Okay, now I think decision making is clear to you. If you have any doubt related to decision making and related to mutable, immutable, you can ask me. Otherwise, I'm moving ahead. I'm taking the next topic. Which one? Ma'am, please explain one more time. Which one you want? Just tell me. I can explain you like conditions. We can check the conditions. Like x greater than, you don't need to write here brackets and all. You can write directly. And like x greater than 50, then print the value. Whatever you want to execute, you can write inside this. And you can check the one more time conditions inside the if value is greater than 50, then only it will come inside this block, and then again it will check 100. If value is greater than 100, it will execute this line, otherwise it will execute this line. Yeah, sets, just wait, I'll come to the sets, don't worry. When I'll explain you set, that time I'll explain you about the frozen sets. Right now just focus on the topic only, don't divert, because otherwise my flow will disturb and some things will left out. Okay, so come to the next topic. Next topic is we are picking Python loops. Okay, quickly we will cover the loops. Guys, after the class, in description of this video, there is a reference notes also. You guys please read all these articles. Okay, Arunima is asking a question, A is 10 and B is 20, and then use is operator, will it give false or true, since both A and B are integer type but different value? It will, A is 10, B is equal to 20, it will give you the false. These both are the integer type, but they are not pointing to the same location. Don't worry, it's your first class, it's okay. You can revise the last class from the recorded video. And nothing I'm using from the first class, I'm just teaching you from very scratch. Okay, loops in Python. Now come to the loops. There are the different types of loops available, you know. Here we are picking just like first we will pick the for loop. Okay, we will see. I'll just first explain, then we will do the practical part. So for the for loop, we can write using the sequence, or we can write using the range function. There are the different ways to write a loop. Okay. First of all, what is the loop? You know what is the loop? Basically, we just want to repeat the certain steps again and again in a sequence, in a particular order. Okay, we just want to repeat, like we just want to repeat 3 lines of code 10 times. So we use the loop. We want to repeat 4 lines of code 15 times. So we use a code. Okay. And there are the different types of loops. Like we will write a loop body, and it will execute, it will check a condition. How the loop works, I'll tell you. Inside a loop, there is a certain condition. If this condition is true, then we will execute the code inside written the body of the loop. And if condition is false, then we will come out of the loop. And there is one more statement that is called the break. Inside the loop, we can write a statement called break. If you have written the break, means you just want to come out of the loop. Like you can give certain condition, if I equals to 10, then it will break. Means whenever the value reaches to 10, it will break the loop, it will come out of the loop. Basically, loops provides us the reusability of the code. We just don't want to write this some code again and again. We just want to traverse a particular code certain times. First come to the for loop. For loop, we will write the three things: initialization, and then some condition, then some increment decrement. Let me explain you here. Like in Python, for loop we can write using different methods. First is for loop using sequences. What is the sequences? I'll tell you. Like string, like list, we will use certain sequences that have some collection of items, basically. Okay, so how it will work? It will write something like this: for, and then a variable, iterating variable. You can give any name to this variable, and there is a inbuilt keyword that is in, and then we write here some sequence, and then we can write here statements. Like, I'll just take an example. I'll execute it. Now what I will write here, s is equal to go edu hub. Okay, and this is a string, simple string. We can declare like this in the Python: s is equal to inside the double quotes, or you can write inside the single quotes. So this is a string, and then I can write for is inbuilt keyword. I is a variable of it, name of the variable, iterating variable. You can give any name. In place of I, you can write your name. Anything you want to write, you can write here in s. This s is a sequence. So I in s, and then we will print I. Now you can see what's happening here. This is a loop, and if you want to write certain lines inside this loop, then colon, in continuous or colon, you need to provide here certain indentation, and these are the lines you can write inside the loop. Print value. I can run again. What happens here? First time it will I in s, it will check first value g. It will print g, and then it will execute second statement value, this value and g, and then again it will run I in s, second letter o, it will print the o. E, every letters it will print like this. Okay, iterating a sequence. This is simple string I have taken. In place of a string, I can take here like list also. Like I can give you, this is, I'm commenting, hash is for commenting, and I'm taking list. L is equal to, right now you don't know about the list, I'll cover it, don't worry about it. 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, in place of S, L, I'll write S. Now you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So every value it is peaking. So this is called the sequence. It's iterating a sequence. This is the first way how to run for loop in Python. Are you getting? Yeah, things are happening just like other languages, but here the syntax is different. Okay? Similarly, now what we will take, second type of loop. This is the sequence. Now the next part is using the range function. Okay, for loop using the range function. I'll explain it. This is important. First type we have seen, and second type we will see now. This is important function. Range function basically used to generate a sequence of numbers. It will generate a sequence of numbers. How it will generate a sequence of number? Like what we will write? We will write like this, range 5. Then it will generate 5 values started from 0 to 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. Similarly, if I'll write range in place of 5, here I am passing only one parameter. One parameter means this is a limit. Inside this range, I can pass a start and stop also. Like range 1, 5. It means default it will start from 0 and will go till the less than 1. This is a stop. Stop is less than 1. So here I have written the 1, 5. It means it will start from 1 and will go less than 5, 2, 3 and 4. Similarly, I can pass 3 parameters also inside this, start, stop and one more step. So how it will go? Like range. Inside the range, I am passing 1 and then 8 and then 2. What will happen? It will start from 1 and it will give the step of 2. Like it will not generate 2, it will generate directly 3, it will generate 5, it will generate 7. Step is difference. Start, stop, step. Okay. So maximum we can pass the 3 parameters. Minimum we pass 1 parameter. Okay. Range, start, stop. Stop is less than 1 and step is difference. 3 things. Start represents beginning of the iteration from where we want to start. Stop represents like till what the range, stop -1, till what the condition it will execute, and step is it will skip specified numbers. Like here I'm just specifying 2 means it will skip the 2. By default step value is default 1 and start value is default 0. Okay. Now we will see an example. I think now range function should be clear, and now I'll show you practically. For I in range 5. and then I'll print I. Okay, I can execute this and you can see first I value is 0, then 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I'll modify this code. In place of 5, I'll write 1, 5. This time it will start from 1. And now I'll change comma 2. This time it will start from 1 and will go less than 5, less than 1 minus 5 means go till the 4 and difference is 2, like it generates 1 and then 3 only. Okay, some guys are asking for break. We don't need the break, guys. You can ask me some questions now. Okay, I'll address your question. Just wait. I'm seeing there are lots of chat is happening. People are discussing something very good. That is the healthy things you can discuss. And if somebody knows the answer, that is answer. Pawan is doing good job. Good, Pawan. You are answering the questions. You know about the Python. That's good. So basically. Amrita is asking, ma'am, please repeat. We want to print S in one line. Then how to do? Want to print S in one line. Yeah, that we will do in the string. Don't worry about it. Okay. And for the repeat, I'll just repeating here. For I in range 1, 5, 2. Okay, and here you can see I'm providing 3 things. First is start, second is stop, and third is step. Start means it will start from generating value from 1. It will stop means stop whatever the value you are providing in the stop, it will less than 1. So stop minus 1. So it will go till the 4 and difference of 2. By default difference of 1. Okay, so here it will print like this. This is simple for loop. Yeah, break and continue I'll also include, don't worry. I'll tell you about the break and continue. It is 1.5 hour class, don't need break, guys. Just complete it. We have lots of things to study. So I'm just going little bit fast, but after the class you guys can see these tutorials and you can see the recording again. You will get everything. Okay, so what I was telling you, range for okay, for loop and for loop using sequence I have told you. I just want to print table of a given number. Okay, simple program, very simple. And this is the basic program. In the first lab, in your first year, you will do this. Print a program to print table of a given number. Okay. Here we can take a user input, like for what number you want to print, and enter a number. Input function, I need to write input, enter the number, and then I'm writing here loop. Okay, for I in, just think about it, the question I'm solving. After the class you need to solve many questions. 1, 11. And then what I'll write here, like I'm writing here C is equal to n into I. Just I'm write again, then I'll explain it. It's nothing, it's a simple code. N comma, I'll print star as it is, and then I'll print I, and then I'll print equals, and then I'll print C. Okay, and I'll put here 4, and you can see the output. What I have done here, I'll just taken a user input. a simple user input n, that is the integer. Initially input converted to the integer. Okay. Yeah, I'll tell you why I have taken 1, 11, because for I in range, I just want to start from 1 and table is 1 to 10. I just want to print till the 1 to 10. If you write here 10, then it will print 1 to 9. I told you stop index, it will take always less than 1. Whatever you are writing, it will take less than 1. And if I'll write here 0, then it will start from 0. So I just want to start from 1. So it will go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. And here C is I value is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And N value is that number, like 4. I have inserted 4. So 4 into 1. That will be stored inside the C. So C value is initially 4, then 8, then 12, like this. And then I am printing N, and this is fixed. Whatever you want to print as it is in the Python, then you can write inside the double quotes. Okay. And then I, that is my variable 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then equal, and then the C. Got it, guys? I think most of you should got this question. That is the simple for loop. Using the range function, we are printing table of a given number. Of a user want to print a table of any number. Yeah. Instead of making the new variable, you can write the same as. That is your choice. You can directly write in place of C, you can write N into I. Okay. So if you got it, just press the thumbs up button, guys, for what that is made. If you are getting the things, just press that, so that I'll get to know you are getting the things. Okay. Now we will see some more examples. I'll give you a question. Program to print even number using range function. You can print the even number. And now we will see the nested for loop. Simple loop we have seen. Now we just want to see the nested for loop. Okay. Nested for loop, I just want to tell you how to write the nested loop. That is the easy. Inside the loop, you can write one more loop. Okay. So inside this for loop, you just want to write the one more loop. That is the nested loop. Loop inside the loop. Simple thing. Okay. So I'll take an example of nested loop. You just want to use what the example I'll print a pattern, simple pattern, because patterns are like in first year. If you are in first year, you will face these questions. If you print a simple pattern, you can print any pattern. Okay. Program to print a pattern in Python. Here I'll use two loops. So I'll just want to take the user input. I don't want to fix the things. So number of rows, I'll take the user input int input, enter the number of rows. Okay. And then I'll write a loop for I in range. I'll start from 0 and r plus 1. Number of rows, and then here I'll write one more loop for, I can give the another variable j in range, okay, of I. and then I'll print star. I just want to print the star pattern. I'll simply run it. What will happen? Let me check. 5. All the stars are in a columns. What's going on? 4. I have entered R value is 5. Okay? R value is 5, and then I'm taking here I in range 0 to 6. So it will run 0 to 5. Okay, or either I can check the R, it's okay. Here I'm pressing 5, it will run 5 times. Then inside this loop, I'm writing one more loop, that is j in range I. So initially I value is 0, so j runs only once. Then I value is 1. Then j runs 2 times, I is 2, similarly j is increasing. But all are printing in a column, in different columns. Why? Because I just want to tell you, actually print prints new line every time. Whatever you are printing, it will print in new line. That's why I have written here simply, I have not written it. I just want to print in a same line, new line. It will print every time loop executes, it will print in new line. So I just want to print in same line. So I will write here end is equal to double quotes. End is equal to double quotes. It means it will print in the same line. Now you can see the output. 5. What happens now? Everything in the same line. Why? Because first time this loop runs and this loop runs, it always prints in the same line. Again, when j loop is finished, I loop start, it will again prints in the same line. We are not providing any new line. So after completing of inner loop, I just want to give a new line. Okay, so here I just want to print simple print. Print will give new line. Now you can see 5. Now what happens? I value is 0. Then this loop runs once and it will print 1 star. And then it will give a new line. When this loop finished, a new line. Cursor comes here. Next time I value is 1. This loop runs 2 times. It will print 2 star. And after finishing of this loop, it will take a new line. Okay, and cursor comes here. And then again this loop runs, I loop and j loop runs 3 times. And all the 3 stars put it in same line. After that it will take a new line, and similarly it happens. Okay. So this is simple pattern you can write. Nothing else. Now you can print, like you can use multiple loops and you can print any pattern. Things happening like this. How to print pattern? One single for loop. One single for loop, how can you print? Okay. That is one possible. It depends on what type of pattern you want to do. Okay. Now everything is clear. You can print, you can create pyramids, you can star, you can create diamond, you can create reverse of these star patterns. You can create your name, you can create different things. If you want to create your name, then you need to provide lots of conditions. Like if this, if this, if this, if this. Okay. Now we will see some statements like break or continue. Okay. Now come to our block. tutorial, we will see the things. Like I have told you, for loop in sequences, okay? How to run for loop in sequences. You can see these examples. You can run these examples. These are executable codes. Okay, right now I have not told you about the dictionary and list, so I'm skipping these things. We will do the later. Then come to the for loop with range function. For loop with range function I'll explain you, and we have done the example. You can see these examples also. There are some other examples. Okay, and then for loop with else statement. Yeah, there is, you can also write the else statement with the for loop. So it is simply, it will execute the else statement, nothing else. Simple for loop, and here we have printed else also. It will print the else. We rarely use it. And nested loops, we know that. We have done the nested loops. While loop in Python. Now come to, okay, first we will see the while loop, then we will see break and pass and continue. Okay, don't. Now we will see one more loop, that is while loop. Okay, how the while loop works? It is simple. It works similar to the for loop. Okay, but it is different syntax. Okay, and it will iterate a sequence with a condition. Okay, so iterate a sequence in a condition. Like how we will write the while loop. If a condition is true, then it will go inside the body of the while. Otherwise, it will come outside the loop. Simple, simple. Just we will take an example, don't worry. I don't want to write. I'll take this example, saving my time. Like what we are doing here, we are taking a user input, integer number. Okay, and here we are initializing I is equal to 0. Are you getting the things? And then while I less than equals to n, it will increment I is equal to I plus 1, s is equal to I plus n, and then it will print the s. Simple. You can, here what we have done, initialization for a variable, and inside the while we are providing a condition, and like while, and then we are checking a condition, and then in the body of the while we either increment or decrement a variable. Okay, so basically you can run this code and you can see the output. I'm putting here 8. Now you can see what's happening. I value initially is 0 and 0 is less than equals to 8. True? This condition is true. Guys, just focus on the class now. I less than equals to n. I 0 is less than equals to 8. Then we will increment I value by 1. And s is equal to I plus n. I means 0 and n is 8. So initially s is 8. Then what happens? I value is 1. 1 is less than 8. Obviously 1 is less than 8. It will run till the I becomes 9. When I becomes 9, it falls and it comes outside and it will print whatever we have stored inside the s. It will print the s. Okay? So basically, while loop is, first we are initializing a variable. Inside the while, while, then we are checking a condition, and inside the while we are either incrementing or decrementing a variable. That's all. We can check the other things also with while, like we will check the break and continue. While I'm taking s is equal to string void you have. Okay. And then I'm taking I is equal to 0. Okay. Then I'm writing here a while loop. While I less than, there is a function length to calculating the length of a string, len of s. If I'll write length of s, then it will give you length of this string. That is the, how much? 8. I think 8. Okay. And then here I'm printing print I. Or you can print s of I. Sorry, Control Z. Print s of I. Now I just want to increment I. I is equal to I plus 1. Okay. Now I can run this. And this is simple traversing. Now what I want a condition if s of I equals to h. Okay. Then what will happen? It will break the loop. Okay. Now I can run this. What will happen? It will run. This loop runs. S is void you have. I is 0. Okay. Initially I value is 0. 0 is less than 8. Length is 8. Then it will print s of I. First s of 0. S of 0 is g. It will print g. It increment I is equal to I plus 1. I value is becomes 1. It takes s of I equals to h. S of I is g. G equals to h? No. So this condition is not true. It will not execute these two statements. Then again it will start. It will check 1 less than 8. Obviously print s of 1. S of 1 is O. Okay. And I incremented by 1. O is not equal to h. So it won't execute this. Till the h. When it becomes 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. When it becomes the 4, it check s of 4 is h. H equals to h. It will break the loop. Break means it comes out the current loop. Whatever the loop we are running, it comes outside the loop. You can print like this. Print outside loop. First it will run, this loop runs 5 times, and 6th time it will terminate and it will print outside. Whatever you have written the outside, it will execute outside the loop. Getting, guys, what is the break, how break works? If you have any doubt till now, you can ask me. I'm just giving you 2 minutes time. Continue statement in order to print patterns in a single loop. Yeah, you can use the continue statement. Yeah, that is good. Actually, you need to try the different things. First, you know the things. Just wait, I'll tell the each and everything. After that, I'll give certain questions. You guys needs to solve these questions. Then you will clear the things. Okay? Okay. You guys are getting what is the break, right? Okay, please repeat this break. Okay, Shreya. Basically, break means Break, we just want to terminate the loop. Like this loop will run, if I'll eliminate this break, this loop will run, it will traverse complete string. But I want certain condition. At certain condition, I just want to come out of the loop. I just want to come out of the loop when certain condition becomes true. Okay, so what happens here, s of I, whenever s of I becomes h, it will break. Break means after this break, loop execution stops. Loop comes out, iterator comes out this loop. Control out of the loop. Like I value is only the 5, it have to be 6, 7, but this condition becomes true, control will come outside the loop and it will execute the statement, whatever written outside the loop, it will execute the statement that is written outside the loop. You can see the another example here, just come. Like loop controls, first break terminates the loop statement. We will take another example, this one. This is good example. Enter a number. Here I am entering a number 5 or 8. Okay. Now you can see user entering a number that goes inside n. Here we are taking a fixed variable b is equal to 5. I is equal to 0. I is less than n is 8, I is obviously less than 8. So if this condition is not there, this loop will execute 8 times. I is incrementing every time, so it will execute 8 times. But I becomes, when I becomes greater than b, like here b is taking 5, means whenever I becomes 6, it will break the loop and comes outside this loop and it will print whatever the value of I current value. So a is equal to 8 and at the 6th value it will terminate the loop and control comes outside of the loop. I think now you should clear with this. Okay? Now come to the next control statements that we have. One is the continue and one is the break. Right? Continue. What is the continue? Continue statement rejects all the remaining statement in the current iteration of the loop and moves the control back to the top of the loop. Let's see, it's understand by the example. Like how it's happening. You can take this example. I don't want to write. You guys please, after the class, please write the code and practice the things. Then only you will get to know the things, how it's happening. Otherwise, it's like I'm doing something and you're watching only, then it doesn't work. Here I'm taking a user input 6. Now what happens? Let's see. Num is 6. Okay. And then 6 is greater than 0. Obviously, this is true condition. So number we are decreasing by 1. So number now becomes 5. Okay. If number equals to 3, it's not true. So these 3 statements won't work. And it will print num is equal to whatever the number value is 6. Sorry. Next time, number becomes 5 greater than 0 and it will print 5, then similarly 4. Sorry guys, just a second. Okay, so next time number is equal to 4 it printed. When number becomes 3, it means this condition is true. Num 3 equals to 3. Then continue. What happens? It will skip this part. Continue. This 3 condition is skipped. Okay? And it will go to the again start. A number is decremented by 1. So it becomes 2. Getting? And then it will print this thing. Like when this continue occurs, whatever the statement below the continue in the loop won't execute. Okay? So whenever you just want to skip some part of the loop, then you can put a condition like this. Continue. Continue means control goes back here. Okay guys? Control transfers to the beginning of the loop. The statement below this won't execute. So here the number equals to 3 won't print it. Okay? And next now we will see one more control statement here in the Python is pass. That is new for you. Okay? Pass statement. What the pass does, pass basically if you used to declare an empty loop or some empty conditions, then you can use the pass. Like you just want to declare empty class, some empty function, empty control, then you can use the pass. Like you don't want to do anything there. Here I'll give you the example. Okay, we will take the example for the pass statement. What we are doing here, numbers is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm taking a list. Okay. And then what happens for number in numbers? If number is divisible by 2, if number is even, then we will pass, otherwise we will print. So what this program does, this program prints only the odd numbers. We just want to print only the odd numbers. So what happens here, I can run this code and it will print only the odd numbers. Whenever a number like 1 in numbers, 1 divisible by 2, no. It will go inside the else part, print the number. 2 is divisible by 2, remainder is 0, it will pass. Again it will start 4 it will pass. So even numbers, it pass. Assignments, guys, first you need to do over the LinkedIn and Facebook, whatever the questions we are asking, you have to answer those questions for your attendance or for your recap. And during the class, like right now we are studying some topics. After certain topics, meanwhile I'll provide some questions also. Okay? Yes, it's compulsory to write answers over the LinkedIn or Facebook, or below this YouTube video you need to write the session summary, what you have studied. Okay? So this is the pass statement, how the pass statement works. Are you getting things? One more time, I'm telling you, like what we have done, we actually taken a loop and then we are passing a particular condition. We don't want to write inside this if. You can't keep it empty. You can't keep it empty, so you have written here the past statement. Okay, so you can write here the past statement, so you can keep it empty. Okay, so I can just conclude the session today's what we have covered, and we only covered the loop conditions, decisions, and it's only objects, mutable, different data types. Okay guys, and different conditions, if, elif, nested if, and then we have seen loops, for loop and while loop, and we have seen the control statements and certain examples. I think everything should be clear to you, and if you have any doubt now you can ask me. I'll give you certain time. Okay, and meanwhile most of the questions some students have answered. That's the good. Basically we need that some basic questions if you have, you guys can solve by yourself. Okay, and after this class you will inside description of this video you will get the link of LinkedIn questions and Facebook questions, or below this video also you need to write the session summary. Okay, and if you don't subscribe our channel, please subscribe it, so that for the next class it will remind you. You can press the bell icon also, so that it will remind you for the next class, where you will not miss the class. And Kinjal is asking a question, not like other language, C++, supported in the Python, plus minus minus. Yes, we are not using here plus and minus minus. And some people are not registered. Please see description of this video. There are the certain guidelines. If you are not registered, you have to fill certain form, and then you will get the registration ID. And when you are commenting, please write your registration ID and then write your comments, so that our team will easily identify your attendance. Okay, and you guys can also tell to your friends also, so they people can also get the benefit. Still we have done only 2 classes, so the people revise these classes and then they can continue in the next classes. Okay, try to write answer on both platforms. It's for you guys, it's your revision, na? Nothing else. Sure, I'll provide my LinkedIn profile. First be connected in this class. In middle of some class I'll provide my profile, don't worry. Okay guys, any further query? Guys, there is a first link of our website www.goeduhub.com in below description of this video. You simply go to there and there are all these things, all the instructions are available. And either you can join our Telegram channel also. We always provide there all the details. See this link, and over this link you can go there and there are all the guidelines, important instructions. Just read carefully and then use them. And next upcoming classes link also there. Okay, thank you so much guys. It was nice class with you guys, and see you tomorrow. Okay, bye bye, good night. And one more time, just press the thumbs up button below this video.